Hello and welcome, and today looking at Metagate G05 Red Fantasy, their take on a masterpiece Shatter from the Bumblebee movie. So, there's box artwork, there's box jet, put a sticker right over it, Red Fantasy, car mode, Red Fantasy, nothing on the back except a little preview of Dropkick, and boom, there she is. There she is in car mode. 8.5 inches long, give or take. And considering that it transforms into a triple changer, I think they did pretty well with hiding a lot of the kibble. I mean, once you transformed it, these are going to be the wings. But at least right off the bat, it looks like a car. Transparent plastic for all the lights, die cast on the supercharger, die cast for the feet and legs. Front looks a little iffy, but again, they did what they could. Plastic wheels, does roll nicely. Not on my little cardboard setup, but yeah, there we go. And you get accessories. Let's see. A piece of road that doubles as a flight stand. I'm not going to assemble that correctly right now, but there you go. You get 4 missiles. 2 different kinds and 2 of each. And, of course, her blaster, which is partially painted, partially just molded. Looks very good. And her herself, almost fully painted. Transparent plastic for the windows. Some things like the tires are just molded, but pretty much all the red, all the black, and all the white. And the silver is all painted. Got a little bit of weight because of the die cast. So if you care about that sort of thing, if you think that paint or die cast equals premium quality, well then there you go. She looks and feels very premium. I would disagree. Paint and die cast does not make it premium right off the bat, but it does help. So there we go. There's the rear. No opening doors or anything. No gimmicks. Only real gimmick is that if you wanted to, you could take the blaster and you could attach it to the car. And, with these tabs here, you can attach the rockets to the blaster as well if you want to do that sort of thing. That won't fit there because of the bevel. And probably put that backwards too. So if you just wanted storage, you could forwards or backwards, and there you go. All right. The transformation is not super difficult. Going from car to jet is a little bit more complicated than going from jet to robot or robot to car. But it's nothing like Alien Attack Macaron. I'm going to use him as an example because if any of you have seen any videos on him or experienced him yourself, that is not for the faint of heart. Even once you do know what you're doing, it is still complicated. So a little bit. So he's about on the same level as like a Fans Toys. A little bit of fiddle factor, a little bit of clearance issues here and there, but for the most part, everything goes where it needs to fairly easily. It's got a bunch of pieces that, like these right here, they're just on those little plastic nubs with the holes in those pieces, so they pop off easily, but it goes back on easily enough, so it's okay. These die cast with plastic joints, you have to rotate them for transformation, and I haven't felt like they were going to break on me. So overall, the quality seems pretty good. Only real issue I have, and this is because it's fully painted, you do get some paint wearing off. You can see already, right there, I've got some yellow rubbing off. It's because it goes into that tab for transformation. Between the legs where they tab together, or between the arms where they tab together, I've got some red flaking off because is very tight clearance, which is a good thing. Oh yeah, you can see more here too. See how close I can get the camera. Yeah, there you go. You can see that flaking on both of them. It's just nature of the beast when you have something fully painted. And you have tight clearances. It's not super sloppy. So, might do the transformation in a different video, but either way, let's just cut to the chase on jet mode. Okay, here is the jet mode. And I went ahead and put it on the flight stand, put the rockets on it, just so we can see how all that is. Landing gear is down. And overall, looks pretty good. Considering that it has to transform into a car as well as a robot, they definitely made some compromises with both of the alt modes, but I think that they did about as well as they could have, all things considered. The cockpit does open. If I can get my fingernail on, oh, okay, or just bring it sideways, yep. But there's nothing in there except her arms. So, but still, it opens. Rockets tab into the bottom of the wings. This tabs into basically her crotch area, kind of. It does hold up on its landing gear. It rolls. These, they like to go in and out, and if you roll it too much, it might try to kick back. But they still work. They do the job. I'm going to take it off the stand because it keeps catching. There's a burr or something on the bottom of it. There we go. There you go. It rolls. It stands. It doesn't fly. Go figure. The one thing it's supposed to do. But still, looks pretty good. It's a little under 13 inches long, right about 10 inches wide, wing to wing and nose to tail. So that puts it pretty close to, I believe, a Seeker mode. I don't have an official one because the knockoff Starscream I ordered, out of all the knockoffs I got, that was the first one I got. It came in, the wing was broken, it was missing a head and missing a hand. So I am waiting for a replacement with that one. And I did not want to break down my Superion to show their Harrier to compare. Yeah, I'm going to be lazy. It's my toy. I can do what I want. So, but like I said, 10, just under 13. So there we go. And now the main event, the robot mode, what everybody's here for. Okay, and there she is. Having trouble getting her all on at the same time. Up to the head, about 10.5 inches. But I do have a comparison for this one. Anyway, so transformation is done. And let's get a good look here. And her head is very, very well sculpted. The whole thing looks great. But her head with those glowing red eyes just looks so menacing. Let's see yeah, there's a little bit. I know it's a little harsh of a light, but they do not glow, but the way they're painted and the way the light's hitting them, oh, they sure look like they're glowing. Head is on a ball joint, and it's also there's a transformation joint there. That is one gripe I have. The pieces that do pop off, her head is one of them. And it's sideways under the front end for the car, but then for jet and robot mode, I gotta flip it around and it pops off quite consistently. It's just a ball joint. It's okay, but it's still a little annoying. There are plenty of exposed screws. If you care about that sort of thing, then there you go. There's your warning. I couldn't care less. I'm aware it's a toy. It's not going to be perfect, but some people care. So the back cleaned up very nicely. She's got her wings, as she did in the movie. Even the back of the legs, like, they're not terrible, She stands pretty easily. I mean, this is my piece of cardboard, so it's got some divots in it. Uh, there we go. Put it on my desk. These, just because of transformation and how they're all set up, you can kind of move them in and out a little, you know. So if you want to, there you go. Like I said, heads on a ball joint. Shoulders, are rotating swivels. They'll do 360, except for the wings, they'll collide. You can move the shoulder pads around as well if you want them more toward the front or toward the side. It's transformation joint, so you got plenty of room there. You got a butterfly joint as well. Then you've got bicep swivel, single jointed elbow, but it gets you all the way up. You can see I already attached her blaster on this hand. Just to show that off, all you do is flip the hand backwards, fold in the fingers, and it just tabs in. On the hand, though, they've got wrist rotate. They each have some kind of like a up and down. They're just jointed in. Let's see, this one. Yeah, they're both jointed at the bottom, so you can tilt them down. The thumb has a ball joint and 2 pins. The first finger is just 2 pins, and then the bottom 3 are 2 pins, but they're all together. Then, surprisingly, you not only have a waist rotate, you just got to get these somewhat hip skirts out of the way, but you also have a really good ab crunch. It's a transformation joint, but it works out really well. It's soft ratchet too. Hips, without moving the hip skirt, you'll go up to there. If you do get that out of the way, you'll get an extra click. Going backwards, you'll go there before you hit the back wings, but if you want to move those a little bit, you can rotate them to the side and you can get her 90 degrees out. Because of her design, though, with those big thighs, and got those thick thighs, that's as far out as you'll go before you collide. If you can kind of play with it a little if you really want to. You might break up the mold. Disconnect that. You can get up a little bit higher because this tabs in so that it's not all floppy. So you can kind of cheat a little bit. Single jointed knee, but thanks to transformation, it'll go all the way up to there. The fin gets in the way, but it does fold back on itself for transformation, so it'll go as far as that fin will let you. Hip, you do have a rotate. It's at the top of the thigh. But again, if you don't want to break the sculpt, you can go very far in, make her pigeon-toed, or without. That's as far as you can go. That should be way more than enough for anybody, but if you start breaking the sculpt a little, you can go a tiny bit more. You've got ankle tilt, thanks to transformation. You have toe tilt up and down. It'll do 180 degrees pretty much. And the ankle, it doesn't do anything. I mean, it'll fold in, but that's because of transformation. So that's not helping you. Not helping you with posability here. And, again, looking at the details here, pretty much a lot of the details that you can see in the other modes. Only real difference is her head. Now you can finally see that. Looks very, very good. It's painted the gunmetal gray. Like I said, her feet, a lot of her legs are die cast. The thighs are die cast, but you can kind of see it on camera. It's not painted, so it kind of has that look, when you see an oily puddle of water in like a parking lot, that's kind of the look that this one has, and this one has it to a lesser degree. And it's clean. It's dry, it's clean, there's nothing there. So, and apparently there's, I guess this is the first run where it's white wings and white legs and all that. I guess they have a second run and there's no way to know for sure which one you're going to get when you make a purchase. But the second run, pretty much all the white, or at least a lot of it, is replaced with a gray, a painted gray, which could look a little bit more movie accurate. But from what I've seen in the pictures, the problem is instead of a darker gray like a gunmetal, like her face, which I believe is what it should be, it's more like Lego gray, which is a little too bright for like her legs and everything. And honestly, between the two, I'm glad I've got the white one. I wouldn't send it back if I got the gray, but still, just so be aware, if you decide to go hunt her down, plenty of websites got her in stock, but I got this one from TF Source, and you can see it's white. That's another thing to worry about, though, is well, not worry about, think about. If you do decide you're looking to purchase her, shop around, because it was an extra $100 at TF Source compared to some of the other websites. Now shipping, the other websites, it would have been like 30 days to get her, and I got her in a week. So, you know, but is it worth it? And now I didn't notice it until after I put the order in, so I, yeah, didn't have a chance to do anything about it. That's on me. That is totally on me. And nothing against the website either. I use them all the time. I'm just saying. There are color variations that you are not going to know about until you receive it and you open the box. And there might be price differences. And for her, I can do a comparison because all my figures are in robot mode. There is the Black Apple Wei Jing Optimus Prime, and you can see she is almost up to him. Like I said, should be about 10.5 inches to her noggin. I don't have anybody else from the Bumblebee movie yet. I'll get a Bumblebee, but even then, all the Bumblebees on the market, whether they're the Hasbro NPM, the Transcraft, the Zeta Bee, they're all not quite in the scale that they should be compared to her. So, no matter what, it's not going to be perfect. And the very last thing, I'll go ahead and hook her up. You've got a peg and a tab, and there is a hole right there in that particular location on her anatomy, and you just stick it in, really. And look, I know I say the video is not for kids, but I don't know who's actually watching. I'm trying to watch how I describe that, because Metagate really picked a winner when they chose how to attach the flight stand to her. Now, it looks great. The flight stand is adjustable. I just have it up enough that I didn't have to worry about clearance putting her on, just for the sake of the video. And you can see, I mean, it's holding. Give her a little wiggle. Whee! Yeah, so flight stand's good. Seems like it's good quality. It just slots right into there, so you can move it around as you want. You've got all these other tabs, so you can put her blaster down, you can put the rockets on here, so you can have like an all-in-one storage if you wish, if you don't want it on her. Because she does have the wings here, you can put the rockets on the wing tabs if you want. You could put one on her forearm there. You can also just like, Okay, I'm leaving that in because I didn't touch the latch, and that was the lower latch that just failed on me. Now, it's because I was rocking it around so much, but still, yeah, I'm leaving that in. Anywho, you can still attach the rockets to the blaster, so you can have her going into full arsenal mode. Now, for that falling down, like I said, it doesn't help. It's got some like burrs on it. It's kind of sharply cut on the bottom, and this is a pillowcase on cardboard. So if it was a smooth surface, that probably wouldn't have happened. Oh, even now, look at that. I had that latch locked. Right there. Lock it. Ah, look at that. Lock. Hey, I'm definitely leaving it in because this latch does not appear to be as strong as it could be. Nope. Watch this, watch this, watch this. Look at that. I just opened it up by pushing down. So, now we know about that. That is going to be worth having that on video so you can see how strong that is. The upper one didn't move at all, but that lower one certainly did. So, anywho, that is Masterpiece style Shatter. Much better than the Studio Series figures we were getting for her. They made some compromises for the vehicle modes. I'm okay with it because I think that they still looked good enough, and it's well worth the robot mode that we got. And getting this figure is making me think about going back and getting their Haiku, their version of Drift, the blue Bugatti, even though his helicopter mode is a complete throwaway. But the car and the robot mode there look good enough, and now that I kind of know the quality I can expect from Metagate, I'm really thinking about it. Plus, they are working on a dropkick to go with her. We only have 3D renderings at the moment, but whenever that comes out, I am certainly going to be pre-ordering that as long as I can swing the money. And hopefully they size up well together. So, without further ado, that is it. Thank you for watching, and until next time.